All right, so this is going to be a reading for Virgo. And for the Virgo that I'm reading for, I see you coming through with a very strong, powerful energy today, very forward moving, very headstrong. And you're showing me that there was a connection that may have resonated with you on some level, but over time it felt like it wasn't really contributing to your energy as much as you kind of needed. And you kind of show me overall this realization that you want something else or that you're not getting what you deserve, and you show sort of like a decision attached to that of like needing to kind of go after what it is that you really want and what it is that can give you something a little bit more substantial. So I'm going to dive into these energies in a moment, but before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like to lend your energy to the channel, you can like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, I do offer personal readings. My email is down below in the description box. But let's go ahead today, Virgo. So the oracle cards that I'm seeing for you today are fighting, adventure, and morality. So I see that you're kind of on a journey here that could take you out of your comfort zone, could present some conflict, or maybe you've had to move through some conflict on this journey. But it's kind of forcing you to hone in and dial down on your principles and what it is you believe in and your moral sense, and kind of allow your morals to guide you, but also in that process it kind of forces you to ask yourself, like, what do I believe in? What am I willing to kind of stand by in terms of my principles? What hills am I willing to die on? What fights and battles am I not choosing? That kind of thing. And I'm seeing that there is something specific that you wanted or that you hoped for, whether this was a conscious desire or just something residing kind of underneath your energy. There was something there that you wanted, and if you weren't getting it, you're showing me I'm cutting that out. I'm making a head over heart decision because I know what it is that I do desire. And it comes through as a pretty deep, powerful wish. Let's take a look at that. You wanted something unhealthy to be over. There could have been like a dynamic that you were engaging in that was so unhealthy that you would like daydream about things you could do if you weren't engaged in this. So I don't know what this is. For some of you, this could be a romantic connection. For others of you, this could be a friendship. For others of you, still, this could be some type of job that it felt like you were locked into. And you would literally like dream about like busting out of this and kind of experiencing more. And eventually I see you doing exactly that and kind of realizing, like, if I feel that way, this isn't really meeting my needs and I need to end it. You're showing me this understanding that you have everything that you need, that you don't really need to rely on anyone else, that you have a strong moral compass, that you can support yourself, that you're very self sufficient. But it's almost like you struggled with knowing if you could pull off being by yourself, or you struggled with really stepping into your power and relying on your own energy. There may have been a part of you that was almost cut off from believing in yourself or from the things that made you powerful, whatever it was that you were experiencing. It looks like it kind of actively disconnected you from yourself in some way. And so you may have not even recognized your own power or kind of seen how much energy you were putting into this that you could have been putting into yourself. It comes through as like a disconnect, an internal disconnect. I am seeing that you kind of took your power back and kind of realized, okay, like, I need to cut off that energy, no holds barred, like just cut it off completely. And you get this like spark of energy. It's almost like you come back online and you're like, oh, like this is who I am, and all of a sudden you're kind of kicked into gear and you start working on a lot of things. Your energy just kind of comes back. It's almost like the color comes back into your face, is what I'm hearing. In the current energy, because you kind of stepped back into yourself, then all these other energies kind of open up. Supportive energies come around you, possibly soul connections, possibly new love. Just a lot of abundance just comes in all of a sudden. And it's because you've kind of come back online and now you can receive it. And there, whatever conflict kind of went on in the past, ultimately I see that you kind of had to go through it to have that reconnection back to yourself. So Virgo is back, baby. And let's take a look at what's coming in for you now. It comes in very suddenly, or it feels very sudden to your energy. Um, Possibly this like past connection kind of comes down, and then out of sort of the cracks of the destruction there, something new emerges. So let's take a look at that. Whatever this was, it does come through as some kind of connection. It could have some type of past life tie, some type of past life connection, and you were giving to it for quite a while, or you were giving to it and it wasn't moving forward. So it could have felt like time almost like stopped in this connection. You could look back at it and think like, wow, like how did I spend so much time in this? And it's almost like you're like waking up from some weird dream and you're like looking at it and you're like, holy shit, like I can't do that anymore. And so that's when you have this tower moment. And it's like all of a sudden you're like, I'll do whatever I have to do to break free of this energy. Like I have to not just cut it out, but like release it. Like I need to be free. And I see you kind of taking off in that direction of just, again, just like waking up and like suddenly it's like you're free. So I don't know if you just like completely blocked this energy out of your life, or if you were living with it, if you moved out, or you like moved far away, something like that. It's like you just break free of this energy all of a sudden, and it's in your current energy. So either you like just went through this, or you're going through it actively, and then right after you break through and you break out of this energy, it's like all of this love and this abundance that was waiting to connect with you starts to come in. A lot of stability for you, possibly for some of you, a new home. I'm hearing a new career. It's like you have all these sort of options for stability and love that maybe were. It's not that they weren't available to you before, but they could not get to you when your energy was on the other side of that toxic, unhealthy sort of block. And so, as soon as you remove that block, it like all comes pouring in, and it comes through as things that really connect with your heart. So maybe friendships, maybe other love connections, or just opportunities that really speak to you. All those things that you were kind of wishing for and daydreaming about, they were materializing and they were trying to reach you. They just couldn't because of the blockage to your energy that existed. And now that it's gone, it kind of all comes flooding forward towards you. And then, now I see you not just moving forward and feeling good about it, but very much feeling like you have a path, feeling like you're back on track, possibly feeling like you have a lot of opportunities to build things, build community, build your finances. And not only do you feel really good, but you feel really stable. You feel like you can build something long term. And you're kind of fueled by the freedom that you feel and everything that has kind of ended. It's kind of like by it closing out, you have this foundation of underlying energy that you were building up the whole time that now has sort of an outlet. There is pain attached to what you closed out, but I do see you kind of healing that pain and working through it. It may sneak up at you at times. There may be times it feels kind of overwhelming. And there also may be times where you feel upset or just sad or anxious in general, and you're like, where is that feeling coming from? And it's coming from the thing that you closed out. It's coming from the pain that is still there. And so even though you've broken free and you're showing me that thing, whatever it was, is done, there is sort of residual pain that comes through, and I see you kind of approaching that and healing it, and that being a bit of a stressful process over time, but just sort of one that is natural to kind of occur, especially when you do something drastic like this and you kind of take the reins over your own happiness. Those negative energies that are getting pushed out, they don't actually disappear, they just transform. And so you then kind of still have to deal with or engage with and move through the energies that have been transformed. They just show up in a different way. I see you starting to kind of see all the ways that you were manifesting things and they were blocked. And there could be almost like some regret or some pain over, like, oh, I could have done this, this, or this if I just hadn't been blocked by this thing, you know? And I want you to kind of shift your perspective from that if you're relating to that, because everything happened kind of as it did. You were supposed to learn lessons here. Um, and now you're kind of moving through those lessons and taking what you've learned. And at times it may feel like the path forward is blocked, but it's not blocked. You're just going through a healing journey, and sometimes it's going to feel very smooth, and other times it's going to feel more difficult, and that's just kind of part of it. There could be a part of you that's so ready to move forward that you're like, why is it blocked? You know, like, why aren't things moving forward so quickly? And it's not that things aren't moving forward, they are. At times, the universe may send things in to kind of slow you down. Um, and those things that come in to slow you down are intentional because you're also meant to be healing whatever you just went through, you know? I see you kind of looking at all of this and being like, well, why am I paused? Why am I stuck? You know, like, what do I need to do to take care of that? And it's like, no, nothing. Nothing is really wrong there. Uh, the universe is trying to open up a space for you to heal. And in order to heal, you have to slow down. You have to take a moment to yourself, you know, and if you're just going, you're not going to heal. And so to you, it's going to come through as being slowed down or not being able to move forward, but it's actually intended to be like this on a spiritual level so you can take the time to have your healing process. Which for some of you, that may only come out at night or right before you're falling asleep or something, or you may find yourself staying up at night because if you just keep moving and moving and moving, there's something there that you're not working through that needs to be healed. And so it's going to come out kind of whatever chance it gets. So when the universe slows you down, it's important that you take that and you use it to do whatever you need to do, to rest, to heal, to ruminate, you know, to process, or whatever it is, to go through your process, rather than thinking this is bad, I'm going so slow. You're not going slow. You're meant to be healing. Yeah, Spirit's saying slow down, take a moment, just take a moment. Try to stop rushing forward and rushing forward and rushing forward. Just allow yourself to sit and to feel what happened here, because there was some type of ending. There was some type of break in what happened, and then you shifted onto a new timeline, and you need time to adjust. Your soul, your body needs time and space to adjust to that change, and that's normal. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.